Welcome back to Nice. It's a while actually since we've started a flight from Nice. And of course welcome back to the Zibo 737. I asked the question which route you would like to see for the next complete flight, and you chose Zurich. I actually expected you to choose Barcelona. Kind of wanted Rome, so I've never actually taken a flight to Rome, even though I do have the pay-away scenery for it. But here we are going across the Alps to Zurich, and I'm going to actually be looking at ATC in this flight. I did this flight yesterday with ATC, and it turned into a bit of a mess at the end, and I want to see if it can do better today. Maybe actually I could input a little bit more data to help it to perform better, but we'll see. So it's quite a long flight, so let's get started. Got a bit of power into the aircraft. If I can, so we've got ground power set up. If we look at the, let's start the ground services. We do have set up. I'll save the PA announcement for now. Okay, let's the APU started. And while that's starting, let's get some alignment going on here. I'm using current real-world weather. The flight plan was calculated for yesterday's weather, so the takeoff and landing runways may or perhaps should vary, but I'm sticking with the flight plan that I've got. So I don't particularly want to have to redo that. So the APU turns on when we have some notification. There you go. So APU gen is on. IRS mode is aligning. Parking brake is set. Landing gear handle is down. Okay, let's at this moment, let's see if we can file a flight plan. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's if I can find where we are. Let's go Air France, and we'll set 770. Oh no, that's the aircraft identification. I'm not sure. I'll just leave that blank. Since you know what? I can't remember what the tail number will be. Fine, let's get out of this. Can I spot a tail number here? Let's just go with that. Let's go with that. What have I done? Just turn that. We'll just leave it at that. Set as a flight number. I can find Boeing. 737-800. And okay, let's enter the route. I'm gonna see if I can get the information, if I can enter the actual field. Let's see if I can get this information to work. See, power Y15 BN M985 MONEB N851 DESIP Z651 NNE. I know I've had an issue with this before, so I'm not expecting it to accept all of this. 651 Calip. I don't think it's gonna. LSZH/16. Just go back right to the beginning and enter. Okay, let's see if we can file that. Unknown navigate. Okay, let's just get rid of that bit. See, it's not gonna let me specify. Let's get rid of M985. No, not everything, just doesn't like that either. It's pretty much not going to take, yeah, it's not going to take that. It's not going to let me specify the runway. No. So it's not going to allow me to specify the runway I want, which is a pain. So this is not going to work, but we're just going to take it as far as we can take it. Let's request altimeter.
7705. Nice slash code as your altimeter 3008.
Nice slash code and you altimeter 3008.
3008. Just set that. If we can, yeah. So this is not going to be ideal, but let's set the let's start setting up the FMS. Pause in it. Lima Foxtrot Mike November. I think we're 28 if I'm not mistaken. And let's get the position. Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. Da-da-da. The old magic number. So I keep meaning to look up the Air France cost index, but I'll just have to go with the BA cost index for the time being. 210. Okay, what have we got here? Let's go with 5 flaps. Okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for (04) right, Bazit 6 Echo, Odell, and for the arrival We're looking for Kellett to Golf. And for ILS 16, I'm choosing relax. I'm not sure which one's the correct one to choose, so just going to go with that. Okay, let's look at the legs. Let's fix that. Let's go to 1235, flight level 068. That looks good. 277, 292, 292, 292, and descending to 10,000. Wait a second, why are we... Okay, it shouldn't be descending to 14,000 there, so let's fix that. 292 / figure it out, 210, 292, I'll do that again, 92 / 210, and that is fixed. Let's activate, execute. I think that's the only issue with this. Flight 7,000 and 9,900. That doesn't look right either. 270. And let's say 099. And hopefully that is all correct, unless I made a huge mistake. So let's take off. So V2 134. Okay, we have the legs page on there. So now we should have all that set up. So if I can figure out how to look up there, let's get the yaw damper on. In fact, we need to set the $15,252. Let's get fuel sorted out. Fuel pump should be off, apart from that one that we need for the APU. Cabin and IFE are on by default. Yep. Emergency lights. In fact, let's get into the PA system.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Flight Deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you
Windshield
to the
wipers
back
are
side
parked.
and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Window heat. Let's actually use the simple view. Windshield heat is on, probe heat is off, wing anti-ice is off, engine anti-ice is off. Hydraulic pumps, engine hydraulic pumps are on, electric pumps are off. Trim air is on. Temperature is required. The circulation fans are automatic. Packs are auto, isolation valve is open, engine bleed air is on, APU bleed air is on. So we have the dual bleed light illuminated. Cabin pressure panel set, so let's set this for 21,000 feet. Not too far. And as I recall, the field elevation at Zurich is 450 feet. And the lights are correct. Landing light retracting off, runway turn off, light is off, taxi light is off, ignition select is right, and engine start is automatic. So let's turn the logo light on. So that position light is steady. Now onto the pre-flight procedure for the captain. And let's get the railway flight directors on. Map is well, it's as required. Course is set. Them both set to 153, which is for Zurich. And landing gear handle is down, auto brake set to RTO. Set the flaps to 5 degrees. Parking brake is set. Speed brake lever is down. Pre-flight checklist, and CDUs are set correctly. Auto throttle is armed. Which one's V2? Let me just get a closer view. 134. So V2 set to 134. On a more mile nav, I think we'll be actually using heading. So I'll switch this to, oh, I thought I hit the wrong thing. Set this down to our initial heading of 40. Initial altitude. What we got here for the, let's just request clearance, that should be a good idea.
705, cleared IFR2, Zurich, as filed.
Maintain
Maintain
2000,
squawk 4700.
Cleared IFR2, Zurich, as filed. Maintain 2000, squawk 4700. Airframes 7705.
4700, let's and stand by. So all that done, the sensor pumps on. All fuel pumps on. Electric hydraulic pumps on. Anti-collision light on. Trim set. See if I can 4.7
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
before start checklist. Okay, let's
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
let's disconnect the GPU. And let's pre-plan the pushback. It must be possible just to select that pre-selected position, but I'm not sure if it is.
Ground to cockpit. Plaza knowledge. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I must say, it's impressive how they've got local.
Forward boarding door has been closed. Once again, we need all passengers.
Have they got local voices for these things?
Please double check the security of your seatbelt.
Ground to cockpit. Tower is driving up.
Put away this time. This does include all cellular phones and two-way pagers. Flight attendants, please prepare your doors for departure and cross-check.
Back onto the PA system. And shortly we will be able to start the engines. Of course, this is the most time-consuming part of any flight. Apart from the actual flight itself, obviously.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And it looks like we're going to have pretty much clear, cloudless weather. I actually updated OFO scenery today, so we will have hopefully working OFO all the way. You can easily see the difference between the OFO and static, or the stock scenery.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Okay, let's these packs off. Let's get the engine started. Let's look at okay, we're looking at 25% N2. Three, 4 and 5. And it will start to climb ever higher. Getting stable. So at this point, let's get engine 2 started. Again, look at the 25% N2. Frame rates are a little bit erratic. A little bit late on getting that sorted out, but better late than never.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
The Disconnecting tow, standby.
Let's just wait for these engines to settle down, to stabilise, which is pretty much now. The gen's on. Probe heat on. Wing and engine anti-ice not really required. Packs back to auto. Isolation valve also auto. APU bleed off. APU off. Engine start continuous.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on have a safe flight.
Well, thank you. Let's set this to actually I was going to set the why not, I'll just set the transponder TARA. For the simple reason it's going to make life easier for me. Another Air France jet being pushed back right in front of us, unfortunately, so it may just slow us down a little bit. Not sure which where that's going to go.
Air France 7705, runway 4 right, taxi via Charlie 104, line 22, Romeo, Charlie 2, Whiskey 304, Romeo 22, line on, hold short of runway 4 right.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Charlie 10.
Here obviously we have a progressive taxi
Whiskey 30.
route indicator,
Hold short of runway 4 right, Air France 7705.
which makes life a lot simpler when you're dealing with I was just thinking we're going to wait here for this guy, but I think maybe some time. May as well set the taxi light to on. Of course, as soon as we start to move, let's just follow this guy. Now I do have world traffic running, so it's pretty much 50-50 as to which runway they're going to be taking off from, but as I mentioned previously, this is an existing flight plan. I'm just going to be taking off from 04 right. Regardless. We just had a solid 30 frames per second there for a short while. So expect on takeoff we'll be flying on runway heading. We'll get vectors until eventually we're allowed to continue on our way. Looks like he's heading to the opposite runway. Would probably normally set the flight plan up on the same day, but I wanted to, actually I really wanted to fly the complete flight just to make sure that the routing was correct, but unfortunately ATC kind of misdirected me a little bit. And I expect that we're going to have to override ATC and pretty much just shut ATC off towards the end of this flight, but I wanted to look at the beginnings of it. Wasn't massively impressed with stock ATC. Well, certainly after that first flight. I've used the stock ATC before, but it's been a long time, but there have been a few improvements to it since then. Actually, this progressive taxi path is better than the one that I remember from FSX. Something neat. Just picking up a bit of speed here. And we just want to hold short of 04 right. In fact, we'll have to hold short because I have to cross a runway to get there. So yeah, maybe the first half of this, yeah, they're taking off from the opposite end. I had that last time. So, world traffic, I'm not sure if it's... well, it's had a problem with accurately picking the right runway for takeoff and landing, I imagine. Although I actually had takeoffs at one end of the runway and landings at the opposite end, so I really don't know what's going on with it. I'm not going to worry about that so much. I'm just going to try to keep it as simple as I can. Just going to hold short here, I think, after we've... is this clearing us across the runway? It looks like it. I suppose it's safe. Just about. We're holding short there, I think, unless I'm very much mistaken. I'm not at all sure which way. We're actually being put right into the runway. Let's get the rudder pedals sorted out a little bit erratic. Quite a long taxi to get to 04 right. Yeah, so hopefully this entire flight is going to work. We're actually going to be able to land at 16. It's a little bit different to the flight that I took yesterday. I had a couple of hold shorts. One thing I would say about using ATC, or at least stock ATCs, you have to be really up against the hold short line. If you're a little bit behind it, it just won't recognize you as being at the hold short position. So if you can set up a view for your nose wheel, that will help. If you find yourself standing at a hold short position and ATC seems to have forgotten you, then check out the nose wheel view to make sure that you're actually right up against the line. I'm going to have to slow it down a little bit here. To make this turn, just slow it down. Slow it down a bit more. A big turn to get lined up. able to see it here probably.
Air France
There you go.
7705.
I got it right that time.
118.70.
Contact tower on 118.70. Air France 7705. Tower Air France 7705.
Air France 7705. Fly heading 040. Runway 4 right. You're cleared for takeoff.
Line heading 040. Runway 4 right. Air France 7705.
Strobe, let's just go up here. Strobe on, transponder TRA. Yeah, everything is set. Let's get going. A little bit of power to help it stop moving. I'm just going to make a rolling takeoff. I think I've got everything set. Both FDs are armed or on. Auto throttle is armed. Oh, let's just get centered here. And toga. We're going to take off at 04 left, I believe.
80 knots. V1 rotate.
And up we go.
Positive rating.
Gear up. It's a 400.
7705. Contact center on 13549.
1000.
Contact center on 13595. Air France 7705.
1000 to go.
2500.
Hopefully we're going to get some climb instructions soon. So let's get flaps up. Auto brake off. Landing gear lever is up, so that is the after takeoff checklist. And hopefully we're going to get some climb instructions shortly. Hopefully. We're just going to have to climb up by ourselves.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
No, we're not getting there.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Let's get a 4,000. That doesn't sound good. Let's take it all the way to 5. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got 8,000, what, 8,500. Let's just set it for 8,500 on that one. Not in very far with the ATC. What do we got here? Checking the controller.
Aircraft 7705.
Aircraft 7705. Nice slash code that you are altimeter 3008.
Yeah, well, it would be nice to get an altitude.
Aircraft 7705. Fly heading 090.
Line 090. Aircraft 7705.
Aircraft 7705. Descend and maintain 2000.
No. No. I mean,
Descend and maintain 2000. Aircraft.
no, I'm not descending and maintaining 2,000 feet. Thanks. So this is,
Pull up.
yeah, there you go. This is,
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
well, quite a frequent downfall
Pull up.
with ATCs. They'll just fly you into mountains. I mean, all it has to do is read that information itself. That's all it has to do. It has the information to do it, but it's just keeping it at altitudes that just don't make sense. Just has to, look, it says flight level 165. So why is it telling me 2,000? So, anyway, there you go. I am not going to descend and maintain 2,000 feet. That's really disappointing. But I think in the past when I've looked at 124th ATC, it does the same thing. It doesn't really understand altitudes. It's just obsessed about being at 2,000 feet. If I did that, we would just fly into the mountains. It's not so bad when you get over the water, but this is not ideal. Gives you some strange routing, some odd altitude instructions. At some point it should figure out 2,000 feet is not practical. Just give me an altitude that makes sense. I'm going to wait for the next route change. See if it's going to leave me alone with these altitude adjustments or instructions. Not going to happen. What speed actually? 290. Let's sort this out. So now we're now reaching a point where I could actually do 2,000 feet, but I'm not going to descend. Should give me new routing instructions. And at some point, hopefully, it's going to realise we can't go to our destination at 2,000 feet. The last time I did this, it didn't give me any altitude instructions. I just went straight to 21,000 feet. But this time, for some reason, it wants us to stay right down at 2,000. Not gonna happen. We're gonna get a direction change. Yes, we are.
Descend and maintain 2,000. Air France 7705.
So that's this pump's going to go to 21,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000. Air France 7705.
We should get an instruction shortly to resume on navigation. See, that should have changed some time ago. Whether it wants us to go to 2,000 feet and then immediately say go to 21,000 is anyone's guess. A bit of haze in the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for all safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any
Thank you.
unexpected
Resume on navigation.
We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
It's the morning at not an intercept heading on, heaven's sakes. We're at 242. You've got to be kidding me. 242. Two, 4, 1.
Descend and maintain 2,000. Air France 7705.
That's not going to fix itself. See, this is why I don't use stock ATC, because, you know, with the FSX it wasn't too bad. It wasn't perfect, but it, you know, it was usable. It was believable on a basic level, but this is just annoying. I'm looking for 237. It's actually come off a while ago. It should be on standard. Oh cracky, where are we?
As we go.
Looking at 230. What heading are we doing? I think that's where we are at the moment. But hopefully 227.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, we've leveled off now at our cruising altitude. We're going to go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. I'd like to kindly ask if you are staying in your seats to keep those seatbelts comfortably fastened for your safety. Onboard computer showing an on-time arrival, no ATC delays either.
225.
Take flight up here, have you
224.
enjoyed the flight and the service. Once again, welcome aboard.
Some strange directions here. We're going back where we came. This is madness. This is madness. This is utter madness. I'm just going to go straight to Isano. Let's go for 193. I have no idea where we are anymore. Seems to have gone round in circles. Absolutely gone round in circles with ATC. Again, a good reason for never using stock ATC. 187. Yep, now we get back on LNAV. Fine. You know what? That's nuts in itself. We should be going to TIV now. Execute. Is it going to turn on to TIV now? We've gone absolutely round in circles. At least yesterday I actually followed the route decently. Hopefully now we're going to actually go where we need to go. Been a bit of a crazy flight. Really, ATC should make things easier. I do like the progressive taxi route. It's useful at large airports when you don't really have time to analyze routing. But at the same time it would be helpful if ATC was a bit more accurate. Okay, we should be back on some sort of decent route. So there you go, that has been a bit of an adventure. We've managed to get up to climb or to cruise altitude, but we've kind of gone around and around in circles in order to get here. So as we level out here, as we approach Bazit, this is a good time to end this part of the flight, because obviously we have a lot of ground to cover. If we look at progress. Got a long way to go. We have an awful long way to go. I think we're top of descent is. Let's take, there you go, top of descent. We've got 200 miles to top of descent, so we've got quite a ways to go. So I hope to see you again for the next phase of the flight, which will be the departure to, or the descent to Zurich. So I hope to see you again then, and as always, feel free to like, comment and subscribe.